YouTube. We have got 1 million training in the account. We have got brand new rising stars in Rerolls. Of course, everyone is going after that 96 overall Trey Lance, but the plan today is very simple. We have 1 million training. We are going to buy 10 of each of the Wildcard Wednesday Rerolls. Of course, flashbacks, veterans, heavyweights, and rising stars. And we're going to see if any or some have some profit in them, and we're going to see which one makes the most profit after 10 rolls. I'm going to show the prices I'm selling each card for, of course the prices of the pack, what I'm getting training at. But yeah, that is the video today. Let's hop right into it. But before we actually open the packs, we got to go through a few things. Okay, the training cost, that sucks for me because, well, we got that EA Play Supercharged pack, you know, the 91s, the 89s we got like 2 weeks ago if you have EA Play. Well, they basically got like put back into the game. I don't really understand who got it, but pretty much they got put back in the game. And well, I bought training for a 95 overall. I paid about 91k, pretty much 3.55 per. But of course, right now you can get training at about 3.1, 3.2 if you buy 91 overalls like Reggie Bush for about 21, 22k. There's also some 89 overalls for about 10,000 coins. So unfortunately for me, I'm paying 3.5 per training, but I'm not going to cheat the system. All right, I'm not going to cheat the profits. I pay 3.5 per. I'm trying to make profit off that price of training. So hopping into the flashback reroll, it is going to cost 22k training times 3.5 equals about 77,000 coins per roll. And now I'm not going to slow down and show. Well, I am going to show every single roll, but I am not going to show them super slow. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so we get through with this video. But while these rolls are going through, because I'm going to be honest, the flashback rerolls were probably the most boring to pull. There's nothing that exciting. I believe there's only 2 95 overalls in the entire roll, being Baker Mayfield and Josh Gordon. The rest are 94 overalls, and they pretty much go for discard value at their overall. But while these rolls are going on in the background, we could, you know, speculate about backyard baller sports. We're getting the reveal tomorrow morning. I'll have a video out probably in the afternoon. I always wait to see if there are champions or LTDs. That's when they usually reveal them on Twitter. But yes, I'm excited for backyard ballers. I'm really like just curious about how the program is actually going to work. But the flashback rerolls are done. You can see by the polls, 4 Golden Tates and only 1 95 overall. So you can already tell we're not going to make that much coins when it comes to the flashback reroll. But before, and this is before all, this is for every single one of the rolls, you understand the unfiltered price. So we're going to be selling all 94 overalls at a minimum of 78,000 coins as seen by the unfiltered price at a 94. And then for the 95 overalls, we are going to be selling at least 105k. Of course, when you're doing rolls, you should always implement this into basically you're selling back, trying to get the most coins for each of the players you get. You can lazy sell them at 78k and 105k respectively per their overalls. But here are the prices that we sold each card on the screen for. And you can see with the flashback reroll, there was only 2 guys that went for above, I'd say, that minimum price that we're listing for, that being Chandler Jones 85k and Baker Mayfield at 109k. And considering there's only 2 95 overalls and one of the 95s, Baker Mayfield, goes for 4k above the discard training value, I can tell you right away, do not open flashback rerolls for profit. We lost 25k, and really, if we don't pull Baker Mayfield, we lose 50k. It just isn't a good roll. There's not that much upside in case of, other than really Josh Gordon. And Josh Gordon doesn't really even go for that much. But the flashback reroll is going to net us a 25k loss. But luckily, that is really the only bad roll. Next up, we got the heavyweights. It is the exact same price, 22k per roll. Could be 22k training per roll, 77,000 coin-wise per roll. And well, when we go into the heavyweights, you're going to notice because, well, heavyweights aren't, I'd say, as like sexy as flashbacks. They're just not opened. They're probably either that or veterans are the 2 least rolls open in the entire game. So the cards being listed on the market are just a lot more, they're posted a lot less. And also, I'd say heavyweights, just because there's a lot of offensive linemen and even a fullback right there, they're actually like more in meta cards. Like an offensive lineman, right? The difference between a 92 offensive lineman and a 97 offensive lineman is very minimal, whereas the difference between a Baker Mayfield and the 97 overall Joe Namath is like night and day, right? But the difference between a 94 right tackle and a 97 right tackle is literally nothing, which gives way more value to the heavyweight 94 overall offensive lineman, as seen by the price. Now, of course, Dexter Lawrence, 95 overall, the only 95 we got in this roll, 105k. He goes for minimum. However, Max Garcia, as you see, the 94 overall right guard for the Cardinals, goes for 127k for a 94 overall, which is amazing. It's basically more than any person is valued in the flashback reel. An 85k right tackle, but the rest go for about 78k. We are going to net 111k profit, and really is all off the back of Max Garcia. We pulled 3 of him. What is that, about 50k, because each roll costs about 77k. we're netting like what, 40k each Max Garcia we did pull, and I was able to sell at 127k. I'm not gonna put prices up there that I couldn't sell the cards for. So the heavyweights, 111k profit. Now moving on to the veterans, this one gets a little bit more expensive. It is the most expensive reroll in the store. 27k training times 3.5. It's going to be about 95k per each veteran reroll. And for this one, we are simply going after the Casey Hayward. It goes for about 200,000 coins on the market. I wish it went for 300k like I did last week, but it's going to go for 200k, especially with training a little bit down at the current moment. But you see the first roll, we do get a Casey Hayward, and the veterans were really probably the best overall wise per a lot of these rolls. We got a bunch of 95 overalls and the 94 pluses, but even the 94s in this one go for just a lot more than the flashbacks. And even the heavyweights, you can see players like Nick Foles go for 85k. That Damian Wilson is going to be going for 90k instead of that ugly 78k price tag on the minimum 94 overalls. Randall Cobb, Justin Britt. We also got a lot kind of non-dupes in this roll, but you can see by the prices we put 195k because I sold a Casey Hayward for 190, then I sold the next one for 200k. But then a lot of the 95 overalls aren't going to go for that much, right? 105, 112, 115. But the big ones are, for me, it's the 94 overalls. Malcolm Smith going for 99k, Nick Foles 85k. It's little, but it's like, for Malcolm Smith, right, pulling a 94 overall and only losing 5,000 coins on the pack is just it's important. What I think the best rerolls are in the game are the ones where, yes, you do have the upside of Casey Hayward being a 100k plus profit when you do pull him. However, you do not have to worry about losing 25k per roll when the lowest overall, 94 overall, goes for like 85k. Yeah, you're losing like 15, but it's not like the, I don't know, there's a lot worse rolls where you can lose like 30, 40k per roll, like the flashbacks, if we're being honest, right? It's just not that good. But you are going to see by the profit, I think it was 170k for the veteran reels. Of course, the Casey Haywards really helped out with that. But for the Rising Star reels, and I don't know why it's 26k, not 27k, but it's going to be 91k per roll. And of course, we're going after that Trey Lance 96 overall, and we're a couple rolls in, nothing too crazy. 295 overall tight ends being released in the game, of course, being Cole Kmet, Tommy Tremble. There's a second Tommy Tremble, but finally a little bit ways through. Oh wait, no, I kind of spoiled a little bit, but Pete Warner there. There we go. We finally get our first Trey Lance, and we're not going to stop with one. We are going to get back-to-back Trey Lance. He's going for, and he does sell quite often on the market, so he kind of goes from 225 to 275 in between there. I was able to sell one for 265, and my other one is listed for 250k, but I'm going to say 250k for Trey Lance. But solid prices. Of course, if you just pull a Trey Lance, it pretty much covers you for a lot of the packs. But I will say, the bad thing about the Rising Star reel, unlike the veteran reel, is you do see the 94 overalls like Javonte Williams and the Pete Warner go for 78k, whereas the Nick Foles probably the worst. Maybe I think there's a Titans right end in the veteran reel that do go for like 80, 85k. That's not as bad as 78k. And as well, the Cole Kmet and the Tommy Tremble, 95 overalls going for 105. That's just a little bit, I wish they went for like 115, 120 like the Eric Fishers and Damian Wilsons of the veteran reel. But Trey Lance is going to absolutely backpack this reel, netting us 199k profit. Of course, 910k spent, 91k times 10, 1.11 return. And well, for the final standings, you're going to see the Rising Star reel is going to win with 199k profit. Veterans 176. Sorry, I had that number wrong. 176k for the veteran reroll, 111 for the heavyweights, and then a negative 25k for the flashbacks. I think it's very simple. Do not open the flashback rerolls, and I will say, kind of giving, and I'll show the prices, by the way, in a little bit of like what I'm actually selling. Show you guys some proof that I am selling the cards at these prices. Of course, I don't have them all sold at the current time. It's 40 cards, and I do be patient with my selling. But I do think if the heavyweight reroll gets a player that goes for that 200k plus mark, like the Casey Hayward, like the Trey Lance, I think the heavyweight reroll would be the best. However, right now, I would say the veteran reroll is probably the best in terms of just trying to make money, or not really for profit, because rerolls, of course, are all luck. It's more just like if you want to turn training to coins, I think veterans are the best just because they have the Casey Hayward going for 200k. It's not the 250 that Trey Lance is going for. But the other guys, it's the other guys do not go for minimum. All the 95 overalls in the Rising Star reel go for barely like 105k, and the 94 overalls go for all like 78k. Where in the veteran reroll, you have a bunch of guys that go for 85k, and then the 95 overalls, there's like Riley Reef that goes for 140. You have Eric Fisher 115, Damian Wilson 115. There's just a lot more profit made in the lesser pulls. Of course, in the big W, you're gonna make profit, but it's the lesser pulls making more money on those, and that's why I think the veteran reroll is the best. Not really for profit, right? You can spend the coins and try to make some profit, but that is all gambling. The house will always eventually win, but just more turn training into coins. I think the veteran reroll is the best for the current moment. That's all for this video. Tomorrow, of course, Backyard Ballers reveal in the morning, all video out in the afternoon. Streams will be back tomorrow afternoon. Like if you enjoyed, comment, if you have any questions. And until next time, peace.